this computer. Welcome, everybody. Happy July 4th Eve for those of our friends in the US, but you guys, we are global. This team is global. We're in Canada, UK, Australia, everywhere. Proud of you guys for plugging in live or watching this recording day before 4th of July. But you know what? Entrepreneurship, like you can always be on, you can always be off. And today I actually want to kind of dive into that entrepreneurial mindset, because I give everyone here credit. You've all started a business. You're all entrepreneurs. It might be something you do side hustle. It may be your full-time thing. It may be alongside, you guys, we're 3 weeks postpartum. I was telling Sandy yesterday, because, you know, we're working on her recovering. So like, I'm trying to clean the house and do everything. I'm like a house dad, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, wow, parents get so underappreciated who like take care of the whole house, because it's the hardest thing ever. It's so much easier to work than to take care of the whole house. Anyways, you're on this call because you're in Kelly Junie's nation, Sandy and my nation, Brooklyn Powell, Kaylin Kukuska, Bree Bisenko, Margot Lloyd. We come together and have like this Monday mastermind every Monday. And I promise you, if you want to build a business in Arbonne, meaning if you want to be successful and actually build a business, not like organic or dabbling or like little bits here and there, this is a call you plug into every week. This is like free coaching. All the people, all the multinations, we've spent multiple six figures on high-level business coaching, and we've gotten mentorship from Cecilia Stoll and her whole success line, the best in the business. And we come together to bring these trainings and bring outside speakers in like this. I've paid a lot for coaching. We get such good coaching here in Arbonne. It's amazing. And sometimes we take it for granted, right? And we're like, oh, we get these every Monday. I get to hear Kaylin Kukuska, like, you know, every month. Like, we take it for granted, but trust me, plug into these. The more Monday calls you're on, the more successful you'll be. I want to first, before we get into some like mindset of entrepreneurship, we're going to go over some like must-have switches in your brain to take Arbonne to where you really want it to go. And this is something I've trained on before and done before, so it won't fully be from the heart. I'll reference my notes. But before I do, I was going to go on our next call, and I hope I pulled this up. But let's talk through July 1st and what it has. So July, we're in July. We just got out of June. So much. Who feels momentum in their business? Type in the chat. Who feels good? Who feels like Arbonne's going just, we're ready for some exponential growth, some quantum leaps, some really healthy, steady growth. We just got back from Vegas, or those who tuned in virtually. We feel all the energy from Vegas, the energy from the new products, the innovation, but also the people, right? The leaders. It's contagious. You can feel it all around Arbonne. If you plug into these calls, or I talk to a lot of sidelines, a lot of other MVPs, everyone is so fired up. I know our success line, a lot of people in here had their biggest month they've ever had, or had their biggest month in a while, their biggest paycheck. They helped the most people, the biggest impact in quite some time. And I promise you, where Arbonne is going, there's this wave coming. And I've been saying it for like 6 months, and I really feel like we're here. So get your surfboard ready. But there's this wave coming. And with the compilation of new products, everyone's in momentum. People are in qual. People are hitting bonuses. People are hitting new heights. Like, there's such good energy, but it still is up to you to plug in, grab your surfboard and go paddle into the wave. You're not just going to like get caught in the drift, right? Like, that'll be some of it because of how much good stuff's going on, but you got to take charge too. And like, let's go, let's do this. So in July, Arbonne is setting us up again. We just got new products. July 1st through the 10th, there's free PC signups. I might not get this perfectly because I'm not looking at the sheet, but free PC signups with an order of 150 QV or more. Why is that important? At 150 QV, preferred clients get free shipping and a free gift on their next order. However, July 1st through the 10th, free, they waives the $29 to sign up, and they get a free gift. This is like the best time. If anyone's been on the fence, it's like, now is your time. Beyond that, what else is there? Let me just look real quick. There's reduced consultant startup costs. So it's $99 to start an Arbonne business, get your own website. 1st through the 10th, it's $49. Amazing. Additionally, any PCs with a start date before this month, before July, so June 30th, 2023 or before, any active preferred client has a free gift on their account. Every one of your clients, except ones that sign up this month, which they'll get a free gift too. So basically every single one of your clients gets a free gift on any 150 plus order. That is a great reason to go connect with all of your clients. I'm not saying this is kind of a system. We don't typically train on systems because we all have little different ones. But what's been working for a lot of people in Arbonne is being professional consultants. We're all Arbonne consultants. We're not Arbonne salespeople. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about making some content earlier today, and like people are like, "Yeah, I think I'm interested in selling Arbonne." I'm like, "That's fine. You can sell Arbonne." That's not what I do, though. I'm building a business, and building a business. Yes, I'm building a client base, and I'm technically selling product, but I'm really consulting them, helping them achieve results in health. But I'm helping people start a business, and I'm building an organization that goes and makes a huge impact way beyond myself. I don't sell Arbonne. And so that's a mindset shift, right? I'm not selling Arbonne. I'm building an Arbonne business. Big difference. And so when people say, "Hey, I'm interested in selling Arbonne," I kind of open up that conversation while making them feel empowered and good. But it's so much more than that. Also, the Ignite Challenge. So, great way to, we're consultants. What's been working for a lot of teams in Arbonne, and it started, I think, in Canada, is this sales professional consultant came in, started her Arbonne business. She goes, "I'm going to utilize surveys." So she has this jot form survey that basically asks people what their health goals are. Are they using clean skincare or clean products, or what are they using? And by the end of it, if they fill that out, she's going to know exactly how to help them. That is professional sales. That is consulting. That's not like in the DMs like, "Hey, buy my fizz." Nothing wrong with that, but that's selling Arbonne versus having a survey as consulting. So I'm sure we can share those. And that's like, also work with your upline, your NVPs. Not everyone's going to be doing that. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it's just a jot form. You create an account, you can copy ones that have been used before. And then lastly, July, and then we'll get into the training, the Ignite Challenge. So when you sell 2,500 CQV of new product that we're launched in Vegas, I know it's gonna be a little harder for you people in Canada, but maybe they made different rules for you that I don't know about. Oot and a boot. I got to get up to Canada and get just oot and a boot with all my Canadian people. 2,500 CQV of new products from Vegas. So CQV, sales to clients, including your own preferred client accounts if you have a household account. Cameron has one. From the date of the conference through the end of this month, July 31st, you'll get this sweet Arbonne branded gym bag. I promise you, like Brooklyn and Margot and Kaylin probably think they did a good job on the branding. I think, like, I'm not as cool as them brand wise, but like, I think they nailed it per their aesthetic. And you can track this, your sales of it, in the new Arbonne app. If you don't have the Arbonne app, ask your sponsor. Oh, Kelly Junie just put the jot form links, like get those if you want them in the chat. But get the new Arbonne app. You can track your sales. So we're coming off Vegas. There's so much good momentum. I was going to kind of save this for my nation or for the next call, not for any reason, just because I wasn't supposed to train today, but cast your vision for July. I want you, like, if you don't know exactly where you're going, if you don't have a clear destination for the month of July, you are what we call a drifter. Nothing wrong with drifters. It makes up 95% of the population. 5% of the population sets a tangible vision and is crystal clear on where they're going. In Arbonne, it's great because we get all this mentorship and guidance, and like we have goals, and our QV starts at 0 in the first of the month. And it's like, okay, what do I want to do this month? And what I would encourage everyone, what I see working amongst all of Arbonne and what Sandy and I and all the nations here have done, you know, when we were going nation, was we set a goal, we write it down, make it more tangible, and then we break down the goal into like total QV for your team, right? You can set your own CQV goals, your own personal and team enrollment goals. Who do you want to help get into DM qual, go DM, earn their bonus, go region, whatever it is. But take your total team QV and divide it by 377. What is that? That's a new 30-day kit with the essential meal QV. Put up that number of sticky notes. So for example, if you want to go straight to district manager this month, that's 6,000 QV if you just started. Divide that by 377. So 6,000 divided by 377 is about 16 30-day kits. That equals 16 lives changed. What is really cool to do for you, bonus, share it on social media, put your goals out there. When you put it publicly, you're way more accountable. And it's like, whoa, I better do this. Put 16 sticky notes up at your desk or wherever, and then rip them off as your QV goes up by 377. hey, share it on social, keep it going. People love seeing people set goals, go for goals, do things beyond ordinary. What I would also do now that we have this essential meal kit, and it's when Sandy and I started, we could do before and afters. It absolutely blew up Arbonne in the best way. Like we were just exploding. I think even Bree, Kaylin, and Brooklyn, them, I think they got some of that too. I know Bree and Kelsey did. Autumn did when we all started, right? In the last 3 years, we haven't been able to use it, but now we can use it. Every single person on this team, I believe, a really good thing for your business, have your own testimonial and start getting your own client testimonials. So whether that's the 30 days with the essential meal, whether it's just using the essential meal protein, because that's what's even clinically proven, just that, or I think an in-between is green synergy elixir or green gut glow in the morning, and then a protein shake for breakfast. If everyone in the world started doing that to start their day, oh my gosh. But get your own testimonial, invite people to join you. It's the summertime, so people aren't as, it takes a very disciplined person in the month of July to be like, yeah, it's 4th of July, I'm out in boats, I'm whatever, but I'm not going to eat gluten or have any alcohol or anything like that. So for those disciplined people, have them do the full 30 days. For those that are like, I want to enjoy the summer, but I want to have that summer body, do a 14-day or do a 30-day, what we call 90-10. Hey, 90% you're on, 10% you got the wedding, you got 4th of July, whatever. It could be a plank and protein, a squats and shots, whatever. Have some sort of fun, engaging type thing, which you're inviting people to do with you. Commit to customer acquisition strategy this month and connect with all your existing PCs. Let them know you have a free gift. Even better, imagine you sent that survey to all your PCs. Make sure it's yours. Otherwise, their answers are going to go to Kelly Juni if you just copy that link. So copy it over, make your own account. Imagine if every one of your PCs got a survey. Maybe you offer a host perk, an extra 15% off if they fill it out, and they're giving you answers of like how you can help them. Amazing. That's like just July stuff. That's strategy stuff. Let's go into heart stuff. What did I do recently? I had some training. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to do this in 15 minutes. That's gonna be, you guys know I like to talk, but I'm working on being concise. So we're all entrepreneurs here. And the earlier you can develop an entrepreneurial mindset, or I like to call it what I've titled that the training I'm thinking about is a championship mindset. The earlier you can develop that, the more successful you'll be in this. Now you define success. If all you want Arbonne to be is community, make an extra $500, feel healthy, that's an amazing goal. And that is very successful. If you want to be an MVP or a 20 YD MVP, that's great too. I'm not here to define your goals or your success. You are. But to get to where you want to go, you got to do things you've never done. To get to somewhere you've never been, you got to do things you've never done. You got to become someone you've never been. So I've often asked myself before Arbonne, like a year or two before Arbonne, I was like searching for Arbonne basically. And I was studying successful people. And I was always looking and studying patterns and what sets apart those top 1% or a champion from the average person. What are the qualities, habits, values that set apart a champion from everybody else? And I relentlessly studied them, podcasts, reading books, talking to them, asking them questions, all the things. I found there's concrete patterns and habits in champions that I've personally worked. It's always a work in progress, but to model and duplicate, because success leaves clues. The only shortcut to success, there's only one. There's one shortcut. And it's finding someone who's done what you're looking to do and learning from their failures and learning from their successes. The only single shortcut. It's not some viral reel. It's not anything else. It's finding a mentor and learning from their overall experience. If someone's been in Arbonne for 5 years, what did they learn in 5 years? Cut out the fat, learn from the failures, learn from the success, and just do that. The more coachable you are in the beginning, the more you plug into the blueprint. Arbonne has blueprint for success and mentorship. Like, we aren't here to recreate the wheel, but I want to talk about building that championship mindset. Do I have it all figured out? Heck no. Championship mindset, it's ever evolving. It's always growing. I'm going to walk through pretty quick, but 7 values that separate a champion or a top 1% or an entrepreneur from everybody else. In Arbonne, I think a champion, it's subjective, right? But anyone who lives to serve and impact others and does so on a massive scale. And typically we identify it like rank wise by national vice president, right? Or top 1% of the company. So how do we get there? Let's dive into 7 values I think it takes to build a championship mindset. And building this mindset within your business is going to leak into all other parts of your life, your marriage, your parenting, your health, your relationships, your job, your everything else. But the first one, if you really want to take it where you can and to the top and all the way, is vision. I kind of talked about this in the beginning of the call, because a champion has crystal clear vision on where they're going. Because vision, I think Debbie Neal said this or someone, but vision is the genesis of all greatness, right? Only by knowing precisely where you're going is the path going to start unfolding for you. So write the last chapter first, right? Where do you want to end up in July? Where do you want to end up at the end of the year? Where do you want to end up in Arbonne? Write that chapter and start to work backwards. Because you write that chapter, then you wake up every day and align yourself with actions towards getting to where you want to go. And that really sets you on fire. One of my favorite quotes: only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible. Most people in life, 95% of people, they operate on sight. They need to see things to believe it. They need to see the before and after. They need to see someone else go first. They need to see something. Leaders, champions, they see it in their mind before there's any proof. They have no idea how it'll happen, how they'll go RVP, how they'll go NVP, how they'll go district. No proof, no sight of it. There's no proof, but they see it in their mind. And when they do, they can hold it in their hand. And that's faith. And that's vision. So some people around you might think becoming an MVP is an impossible task. I'm here to tell you it's not. There's evidence of success all around you. There's 6 or however many of us on this call. And there's over 500, I think, I don't even know how many, national vice presidents in Arbonne. And when you make it there, when you make it to Maui and you look around and you see, it's not all charismatic, outgoing, super healthy, whatever, super good speakers. It's everyone. It's men, it's women, it's gay, it's straight, it's black, it's white, it's introverts, it's extroverts. It's more introverts than extroverts. Because guess what? If you're introverted, you have a superpower in Arbonne, you're more relatable. One of my biggest things are like, yeah, it works for you, but I can't do that on social media or this or that. I'm like, shoot, I got to work on that. It's been my biggest learning curve. Our upline, Haley Duncan, she's like, I just recruit people because they're like, if you can do it, I can do it. So that's an amazing quality. If you're extroverted, great. You like talking to people, go talk to a lot of people. But vision, I'd share a story, but we don't have time to share all the stories. But it was basically when Sandy and I were deciding to go, I'll share it quick. Go Nation, we're a bonusing region. We had a great business, but we wanted to go. I didn't leave finance or quit finance or really get fired from finance to like not go to the top of the company, right? Like for me, it was always like I saw the potential at the top of the company and beyond, and I'm like set my sights on that. So Sandy and I are on a cruise. She enters me into a lip sync battle. I didn't know. I ended up winning it, and we got this free steak dinner, and we're on vacation on a cruise with our family. But naturally, Arbonne, when you want to take it to a big place, it's a part of your DNA. There's no like, oh, I'm off for the month or I'm off for whatever. Like, of course, take time off, be with your family, but like, it's always in you. And so we're naturally talking about our goals, our business goals at this steak dinner. And she wants to go nation qual that month. And I'm like, my finance rational brain's like, babe, how in the world do you expect to do that? Like, that is impossible, right? And I'm like, how do we do that? This would have to happen, that. She's like, I don't know the how. And I'm like, what do you mean how? She goes, I don't know, magic. I'm like, we need to double our business overnight. I kid you not. A lot of you guys have heard this, but a man in all black walks up to us. He's a magician. He didn't hear what we were saying. And he goes, sir, do you believe in magic? And I was like, now I do. Or yeah, sure. And he takes a $50 and he snaps his finger behind my head and he pulls it into a $1. And I was like, in that moment, life will always give you signs, right? God's always going to wink at you. The universe, whatever your belief system is, like there's going to be whispers. Here's what happens in life. Life will whisper at you. They'll be like, hey, get healthy. Hey, you aren't happy. You aren't long in that job or that relationship. It's going to be a whisper. You got to be in sync with yourself. Pay attention to it, because eventually it'll end up as a scream. It'll be like it'll end up as a screaming is like divorce, autoimmune disease, whatever it is. You got to pay attention, listen to the signs and the whispers. In that moment, I was like, whoa, okay, I'm going to release the how. I don't know how we're going nation, but I'm gonna work towards it. So we just had belief from that point forward. Did it happen in the next month, the month after? No, but 3 months later it did. And I couldn't even believe it. It was insane. But cast a vision for your life. Know that Arbonne's a vehicle that can get you to that vision, make it crystal clear, and then move towards it. Because if you don't have vision, it's going to be really hard to go past district or area. You need vision. You need to cast a vision. You need to know where you're going. The second step is decide. So every VP on this call and in Arbonne has had a moment, every champion is at a moment in their life where they decided. It wasn't like, yeah, I'll try it. I'll give that a try. I'll give Arbonne a try. But you've probably heard it in Arbonne before. It's called a decided heart. You have to have a decided heart if you want to succeed at whatever you want to do. Marriage, parenting, Arbonne, being an MVP, being healthy, whatever it is. I want you to decide this month, today, or redecide to commit or recommit to your decision to play full out in this business. Because if you don't, here's a gut punch. You're being selfish. You being scared to, reach out to people and scared to do whatever and scared to take your life to the next level, scared to develop your leadership, scared to throw the event. It's selfish. This business isn't about you. It'll help you. It'll help you a lot. It'll help your family a lot. But you know when it'll help your family a lot? When you have this wake of success, when you help a lot of other people be successful, then you'll be successful. So by you holding back, not growing into that version of you, it's honestly being selfish. So make the decision to do what it takes to become that leader, to become that best version of you, to become that champion. Every success, it starts with a decision. Not wanting something and being okay falling short, deciding that's where you're going, because a decision is the match that sets us on fire. And people follow people with conviction. They know exactly who they are, know exactly where they're going. That's who people want to join and follow. And you guys, I know this is more coaching towards like, if you want to really run with this, and if you don't want to go MVP, that is totally fine. But be a champion in whatever aspect of your life, or be the best district manager you can possibly be. But if I want to build a 20-wide nation, the journey is not going to be easy. Daily action and hurdles and rejection and silence and small victories, that's not what sets me on fire. The end result, building to nation, building 20 nations, building freedom for my family, building a legacy, building a life of impact, helping others get to where they want to be. That's what sets me on fire. So the first steps are vision and clarity on where you're going, and then making a decision that you're going to do it by any means. Shut the back door and quitting. When you decide, I will do this until, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take. I will set goals. I will set timelines. I will work for it. But when you say, I'm going to do this until I go nation or whatever, guess what? When you reach it, you realize there's a new mountain to climb. But anyways, until guarantees your success. Only way to fail in this business is to quit. Only way to fail. So shut the back door and quitting. And what does making a decision look like? It's the ability to stay loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in is left. The ability to stay loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in is left. You aren't always going to feel good and motivated and want to do the things. No, when you've made a decision, you know what you got to do and you just do it. A decided heart isn't just about setting a goal. It's about living by a standard. A goal is something you reach. A standard is something you live by. If it's your standard to be healthy, or standard to show up as a leader, or standard to be an epic dad or an epic mom or husband or wife, or standard to be healthy, whatever it is, we get our standards in life. We don't get our wants or our shoulds. We get our musts. True decision is burning the ships. You guys have probably heard that story, the burning the ships. General Cortez, whatever, Spanish army, something, lands on a beachhead, has like 40 men or something, way outnumbered. There's 200, there's 5 times the amount of soldiers on the beach ready to kill them. And he talks to his right-hand man. He's like, sir, we can't win this. Like, meaning his right-hand man says this, like, we got to retreat. But like, I can go get the ships. And he goes, no, burn the ships. He's like, sir, we'll certainly die. He goes, that's what we need. No option B, no plan B. Burn the ships. There's no retreat. We either win or we die. They ended up winning the battle, way outnumbered, because they had no quit option. They didn't have an option. They had to win or they would die. Now, it's not that aggressive here, but think about, what are your ships? What are your limiting beliefs? What are your excuses? Burn them all. And third, we've heard it, right? I'm just going through some points here. I might not make it through all the 7 values, or I'll rip through them quick. Consistency, you know that. Everything you want is on the other side of consistency. Your championship mindset, your championship body, championship relationship or business, it's all on the other side of consistency. Your daily habits and your standards. The consistent version of you has all those things. Go like step into that version. Step into that version of you. Because NVPs, like they don't do anything extraordinary, right? They just do the ordinary extra. I heard that recently in an interview. I was like, yeah, they just do the daily. They master the mundane. They do the unsexy things. They do what 99% of people aren't willing to do consistently. You don't get, results when you do things sometimes. You get results when you make things a standard, when you do things daily. It doesn't mean you can never take a day off in your business. But as an entrepreneur, there's not this on and off switch. It's not like, oh, I'm off 9 to 5, I'm off. First of all, none of you guys, except maybe a handful, work hard on full time. There's no off switch. That doesn't mean you're always on. That means it's always inside of you. There's always a ball you can move forward. There's always someone you could connect with. This is a really powerful business working 2 to 4 hours a day. If you want to go places with this, you got to put in that 2-4 hours a day. When you want it, you don't have to right away. You can start it with 10 hours a week and build from there. So you guys know consistency. You know it. What are your standards? What are you consistent in your business? Until you're consistent, you can't expect any extraordinary results. Fourth is grit. I asked all the MVPs in our group chat, what was the number one thing that got them to MVP? They said grit. That was the number one answer. And that comes back to grit says until. Grit is the courage to push through no matter what the obstacles are, because it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It's sticking with your future, the vision for your life day in, day out, not just for the week, not just fired up after a call on a Monday, not just for the month. You're in momentum, you're seeing results, but for years. Grit says until. I'll work until. I'll network, I'll reach out, I'll have conversations, I'll add value to others until I reach MVP. The great thing about until, it's always growing. Once you go MVP, you're like, whoa, I got to help other people do this. Ask yourself, if life hit you hard, are you going to take that opportunity to stop? Or are you going to dig in? You're going to lean into your why. Again, this isn't about you. It's way bigger than you. If Kelly Juni quit like 6 years ago, whatever, none of us would be here. Imagine that. Imagine the ripple effect she had by just not quitting. What if that's you 5 years from now? What if you're brand new, but 5 years from now, you have this massive global team impacting so many people, most of which you don't even know. But if you give up, it'll never happen. That ripple effect in the world just stops with you. That gives me chills. It's crazy to think about. Grit. My next point was relentlessness. Kind of same thing, right? When you really want to take this to the next level, there's a level of relentlessness. When you want to go RVP or NVP, your life's out of balance. You are borderline obsessed. It seems kind of crazy to the outside world because you're so focused, you have blinders on, you're out of balance. You do everything you want to do less, work out, hang out with the family, all the things. You still do those things, but you're doing it for them. It's also a very short season. It's seasonal. And you'll look back and be like, I'm so glad I did that. The next bullet point I have is your thoughts. You have to be in control of your thoughts, because your thoughts, and I'm wrapping up in a few minutes, are the architects of your destiny. Who said this? So one of my mentors said, we become what we think about all day long. Channel that power. Channel the power of your thoughts in your mind, because I heard someone say this, 80% of our thoughts are negative and 90% are repetitive. And that's a lot of compounding negativity. And there's all the science behind it. We're wired that way to survive and evolve as a species and live in nature and whatever. But wow, that's a lot of negativity. So what if we took the reins on that through positive affirmations, being on the calls, reading the books, listening to the podcast, doing the things, flip the script on it, take control of it. What are your dominant thoughts? Your dominant thoughts are going to end up as a result of your life. When we have a repeated thought, we consciously and subconsciously work to make it come true. It's the power of affirmations. I would go into Sandy and Mind Going Nation, but I don't fully remember them all. And she's not here to do it with me. But like that was super powerful. And it'll feel a little cheesy, but trust me, what you tell yourself matters, especially out loud. Last 2 points, failure and growth. So failure, you have to get familiar with failure. But what is it? Kobe Bryant said this, it doesn't exist. It's really you win or you learn. Again, the only way to fail is to quit. What if it was every single situation, an event, a conversation, whatever, is I win or I learn? Because we really learn way more from failure. Anyone play sports, you go back, you watch the tape, you would just focus on what you did wrong, not in an affirmation way, but like, how can I do better there? You weren't like, oh, I scored the touchdown. Look, let's watch that over and over. It's like, no, I missed the block. Like, what did I do wrong there? You learn so much more from failure. Guess what? It builds a resolve and a toughness within you. You throw an event and no one comes, but you stick with it and you keep going. You get gritty. You're like, I'm in it. Cecilia Stoll said, what if the difference between you and MVP was 500 hard things, a hard conversation, an event where no one shows up, a month where you just totally flop, something hard happens in your life? What if it was just you, 500 things, and how fast you went through that, your activity was, how fast you got to that end point? What if it was that? What if you're just flipping cards, looking for your ace? You're going to get some twos, you're going to get some kings and queens and nines, and love every single one of those. But you're just flipping, like looking for that ace. Lastly is growth. Champions, MVPs, they don't stop growing. You don't get to MVP and just stop. Maybe you do. It won't last forever. But most don't. Inspires you to be better. Commit to a lifetime of learning, lifetime of growth. The average CEO, reads over 50, 60 books a year? The average person reads less than one. I guarantee you, Cecilia Stoll, Debbie Neal, they read way more than you. So it's like, there's clues, right? Success leaves clues. Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because normal education and a normal path will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. So never, ever, ever, ever stop growing. But all that said, the stepping into an entrepreneurial mindset is, Arbonne has to become a part of you. And it's not always working, but it's like, oh, I could move a ball forward. I could connect with that person. What could I do? How could I move my business forward today? What are the most important actions and things that I could do? But champion mindset is a state of mind. It starts and ends in the mind. Develop the mindset of a champion, and everything you ever dreamed of is within reach. It's just activity between you and that end result. But I'm proud of you guys. You're business owners, you're entrepreneurs, you're a champion. Thank you for your time, sticking with me on, I kind of had to wing it there, but that's one of my specialties, one of my strengths. Appreciate you all. It's July. Let's rip it up. I'm going to stop the recording. Kelly, do you want to add anything?
You saved my ass.
Yeah.
You guys, if this was a corporate job, I would be fired. I can't even believe that Wade just pulled that shit out of his ass. I was at AAA for 100 million hours selling a Benz. Thank you so much, Wade. That was amazing. Look, I will give you guys a good training. I'm going to trade Wade. Thank you. Love you all.
Love you all. Okay. Happy Monday. You guys, let's make July even bigger. Let's keep compounding growth. Like, I truly believe that June was huge. Let's just keep compounding growth. Let's keep growing and growing and growing through the end of the year and beyond. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Have a great Monday. Have a great, safe 4th of July. Have a grass-fed hot dog for me and a gluten-free beer, and we'll go from there.